Happy Monday. Today is January 31.
Can you believe it's February tomorrow? On today's show, we will have a winner of our trivia question and an interview about serious issue facing today's teens.
This and more, so stay tuned. Hi, I'm Crew.
And I'm Tavian.
To start our show today, please stand and join us in saying a Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Thank you, students, for doing your best with FastBridge testing last week. This is important data that the teachers use to help support your learning.
Students that were absent for testing will be finishing these tests with Miss Lynn and Miss O'Connell.
Now over for this week's general announcements.
Thanks, I'm Destiny.
And I'm Leslie. For lunch specials, Monday and Tuesday are pasta bar. Tuesday and Thursday will be taco bar. Wednesday is still Friday.
Every Tuesday there will also be a special of the day.
Thanks to our counselors for meeting with students to talk about planning for the future using medians.
Thinking about what you might be interested in will help you decide what classes to take in high school and beyond.
Soon, 8th graders will be starting to make class selection for next year in high school.
Knighting Club meets tonight in the library. New members are always welcome. All materials are provided. You do need your own ride home at 3:30.
The prize store will be open this Friday. I heard they have some new additions, so make sure to check it out.
Last week we had a trivia question asking how many Harbor Lights staff members are graduates of West Ottawa.
Well, we have Mr. Saul, the security guard, and our secretary, Miss Long. Miss Long is class of 1982 and is proud that she, her siblings and children, and now grandson are 3 generations of Panthers.
Her favorite memory is carrying the marching band banner in the Tulip Time Parade.
Mrs. Harrington, who teaches 6th grade science, and ensured the band teacher are always good grants, which so far brings us to 4.
Here's a name you might recognize, but maybe not a face. Mrs. Hicks is a speech pathologist at our school.
We were able to catch up with a few of the West Ottawa grants to have them share memory from their times at West Ottawa or what they love about being a Panther.
Hi, my name is Miss Dijsselmars and I am the athletic coordinator. I am class of 2014 from West Ottawa. And my favorite memory from being in school at West Ottawa was probably being on the swim team. I met 3 of my very best friends there and we are still very close today.
Hi, I'm Mr. Hardy. I'm a 7th grade science teacher here at Harbor Lights from the class of 1991. So I've been a Panther my whole life since I was 4 years old in preschool. But some of my best memories were when I was in middle school, and at that time we were all over at Mac Bay. We had color groups, intramurals, all kinds of stuff. And one of the things that I remember most vividly is an incident that happened in my science class with Mrs. Story. So I had a chunk of iodine, I believe it was iodine, and we had been doing some chemical reactions, and of course you dump stuff down the drain. Well, when the iodine was lit, and when I dropped it into the sink, it fell down the drain pipe, and it caused an explosion, and flames shot up from the sink. I looked around, and Mrs. Story never saw, and all my friends were like freaking out. But so I had an awesome time in my science classes, and especially the intramurals too. So great memories of middle school here at West Ottawa.
Hi, I'm Miss Velasquez. I am a class of 2007. I am proud to be a Panther because of all the diversity that West Ottawa has. And a memory from West Ottawa is definitely my senior year. It was a fun time to experience with friends and to finish my classes and be able to move on to the next chapter of my life.
My name is Mrs. Dijsselmars. I teach 7th grade English, and I am part of West Ottawa's class of 1986. One of my favorite memories of being part of West Ottawa was being part of both the swim teams and the track teams, and just meeting a lot of different people that way, and just us having fun together. I'm still friends with a lot of those people. So.
I'm Mr. Hicks. I teach English, and I love being a Panther because of this great community. I think that we are very unique in who we are as a school. I think we're really unique in the size of our school, and it gives us a lot of opportunities to do things that a lot of other districts don't really have the chance to.
If you were paying attention, that brings the total to 10. Here are the students that selected 10 as their answer, but we can only have one winner. Let's find out who it is.
Let's find out the winners from last week's question.
Mackenzie from Mr. Hardy's Academy.
Let's go give them their prize.
Congratulations, Mackenzie. Do you remember what number you put?
I did 10.
Congratulations to our winner, and thanks to all who played last week's World Trivia question.
Who knows, 10 years from now, some of you may be back as a teacher at Harbor Lights Middle School. This week is the first week of games at the second winter season.
So let's send it over to sports for this week's games.
Thanks, I'm Brandon.
And I'm Kevin. Let's start with girls basketball. The black team plays Wednesday at home against Muskegon, and the white team plays away Wednesday against Cityside. The wrestling team has a competition on Tuesday against Riley Street Middleway, and Saturday is the Granville tournament.
Boys swim and dive compete Thursday at home against Granville.
Ski and Snowboard Club, if you want to go on the trip to Bittersweet this Friday, sign up by Wednesday at 3 p.m. with your $10 for the bus.
Now back to the anchors.
Every year, Student Council leads a fundraiser for American Heart Association. This organization works to educate and promote good health, since that is the best way to prevent heart disease.
We watched this video as part of the presentation about American Heart Association. Here it is for those of you who didn't see it last year.
So we're going to talk a little bit about e-cigarettes or vaping. You might know it as juuling as well too. I am here to empower you, giving you the information you need to be a leader and to make smart choices about the things you put into your body. So true or false? Nicotine causes just a small buzz. That is false. Nicotine is a neurotoxin. That's right. I said the word toxin. It's actually a poison you put in your body. It can cause irritability, mood swings, anxiety, and difficulty learning. And it's also really addictive. So true or false? Do you think vaping is safe? That's right, it's false. Vaping causes increased heart rate, blood pressure, the narrowing of arteries, which can lead to a heart attack. There are negative effects on your developing brain and real reports of lung injuries. And you know what? The tobacco industry, they don't care. They profit by hooking kids on flavored nicotine. So when a product seems harmless and the teen usage rises, that tobacco industry makes more money. And nicotine's changes to your brain could be permanent. So true or false? This is interesting. A Juul pod equals the amount of nicotine in one pack of cigarettes. That is true. Most vaping liquid contains nicotine, which is a highly addictive substance. It can reshape the chemical patterns in your brain. In one pack of cigarettes, in case you didn't know, that's 20 cigarettes. So nicotine is poison for your brain. It changes the way the connections are formed in the brain, and it can interfere with attention and learning. It can increase anxiety, mood swings, and irritability. You already have enough stuff going on right now. Life is hard already. You don't need this added to it. So this is a story of a person I know. His name is Daniel Ament. He lives in Grosse Pointe, Michigan. He is 17 years old in this picture. He was a track athlete. He vaped for 1 year, and it damaged his lungs so bad that he had to get a double lung transplant. And now he will have to take special medications that will help his body not to reject his new lungs he received from a donor. So someone actually died and he received their lungs. But you know what the worst part is? Guess how long a lung transplant lasts? It's about 7 years. That means every 7 years, of his life, he will have to get new lungs from a donor, because you can't live without your lungs. So we know now that vaping is dangerous. It's the truth. But now we know about the risks so that we can make healthy choices for ourselves. So if you know a friend who is vaping, encourage them to get help. If you don't think their parents can help them, contact a teacher or someone you trust at the school. They want to help you.
These facts may be surprising to you. Quite a few years back, there was a big push to help decrease smoking. There were laws put in place as no smoking in public establishments and decreased advertising for smoking.
Guess what? It worked. The sales of cigarettes went down and the number of teens try smoking was declining. The problem is that cigarette companies weren't making much money.
Companies don't like not making money, so guess what was created and marketed as a replacement.
Did you guess it? E-cigarettes or vaping became the replacements. Ads were claiming that it was just safe and harmless. It's just vapor, right? Wrong.
In the beginning, we didn't know much about it or the long-term effects, but you could probably use common sense to tell you that it wouldn't be healthy.
Here's an interview with Miss Bishop and our school nurse, Miss Prentice, to share more about the truth about vaping.
Hi, I'm Maurice, and I'm here with...
I'm Mrs. Bishop.
And I'm Mrs. Prentice, the school nurse.
What are the effects of vaping?
Number one, vaping affects the brain. Your brain actually develops until you're 25 years old. So as you are learning new things all the time, if you're vaping or smoking or using any type of drugs or alcohol, you can affect the brain. It's very addicting. You get mood disorders. You have lower impulse control. There's many misconceptions of vaping. They think it's harmless, but it is harmful. The truth about vaping, it's not safe, especially for teens and young adults. But there's a lot of hidden toxins and chemicals inside vaping that people don't even know about.
The Juul product itself contains very high nicotine levels, 3 to 6 times the amount of the e-cigarettes that came before it. Its formulation eliminated the harsh taste that would have previously accompanied that much nicotine and further masked it with flavors, which appeal to youth. Kids do not grasp this. 63% of users aged 15 to 24 do not know Juul contains nicotine. They think that it only has flavorings and mistakenly believe that the product is not harmful.
Is vaping addictive?
Yes, vaping can be very addictive. Can be even more addictive than cigarettes. So the amount of nicotine that you get when you do vaping, in the vape juice, 1 milliliter of vape juice is equal to the nicotine that's in 5 packs of cigarettes. It is very addictive. It's like smoking 5 packs of cigarettes, which I was really astonished with that number. 5 packs of cigarettes. That's a lot of nicotine.
So we know vaping is addictive. How can someone get help?
You can ask any adult. There's places that you can go to. You can talk to teachers, nurses, doctors. If you have started already, there's absolutely ways you can get help.
What is the punishment if you get caught vaping in school?
It's just like anything else. If you're smoking, vaping, using alcohol or drugs, or get caught with it here at school, you cannot have this on school grounds. It's any school grounds, you cannot have it.
Also, not only the punishment at school, but you're also harming your body, which you're punishing your body too by vaping. So think about that also, as it's, putting the substance into your body that doesn't belong there.
Why do kids start vaping?
So from what I've gathered, kids start vaping because they have fun flavors like watermelon or peppermint, or fun flavors, fun colors. It doesn't really look like anything that's dangerous. I think that is part of it. It just seems kind of cool to do, but we know that it is can be very dangerous. And as Mrs. Bishop said, it can affect your development of your brain. And that is something that you only get one brain. We don't want to mess with that. Keep your brain safe. Don't vape.
Also, you're just curious. You guys, especially young adults, young teens, you're curious and lack of knowledge. You really don't know what's actually in these chemicals. So you're just like, oh, it's a flavor. I want to try it. Not a big deal, but you don't realize that the chemicals are affecting your brain, your heart, your lungs, all the physical harms it's doing that will have permanent damage that are long lasting, and then you won't live a healthy lifestyle like you're supposed to.
And some of the chemicals within the vape juice can actually, they're metabolized in your liver, so it can cause damage to your whole body, not just your lungs. Like cigarettes and traditional smoking can, it's primarily affecting the lungs. You can have inflammation in your throat, your mouth, your lungs, and throughout your organs because of how the chemical is absorbed and metabolized in your body.
One more thing, on a personal note, I know people that have been in a hospital because of vaping, teenagers, for example, and they've had to be in the hospital for several days, and it was very hard to survive. So, like I said, just know what you're doing. Stay away from anything like this vaping. Don't be, if you have a question about it and you're curious about it, talk to an adult. Say, why can't I? Ask these questions and they will help you.
How can we avoid peer pressure?
So that's a really good question. So you have to really make sure that you're having friends that are healthy. So people that are peer pressuring you to do something you don't want to do are not maybe the best friends to have. I would surround yourself with people that respect your decisions. Also, if you play a sport, this could affect you for your sport. You may not be able to play your sport or be on the team, or if they test you and they find that you have these substances in your blood, it may make it so that you're not eligible to play those sports. Not to mention the physical effects that you could have on your body too. So thinking about those things and why you don't want to vape, let them know, like, that's not really a good choice for me because I have these goals. I want to play sports, or I want to stay healthy. That's not a good choice for me. And just surrounding yourself with friends that respect those decisions and having a assertive no, just letting them know, like, no, I don't want to do that. It's okay to definitely just say no. And if they still pressure you, I would think about changing who your friend groups are and setting some healthy boundaries with those people.
Don't get peer pressure to vape, and you can always ask an adult around this building for help. Thank you.
Now we know the harm it can do, but even more than cigarettes.
Vaping is more addicting and puts toxic chemicals in your body. There have been teens that have had very serious consequences from vaping.
Since it is so addicting, the best thing to do is never start. Practice saying no, pick good friends, protect your brain and body's health. If you have questions or need help, please talk to a teacher, nurse, or principal. They're here to help.
Thanks for watching. Keep showing that Panther Pride. Have a great day, and go well.